Giving Back, sponsored by Patterson Legal Group.
We're excited to partner with Patterson Legal Group in our Giving Back segment, where local nonprofits are recognized for the great work they're doing to make our communities better places to live. Patterson Legal Group recognizes a new nonprofit and presents them with a $500 check. This week, we're proud to spotlight Thrive. Take a look.
Hi, I'm Tyler Patterson from Patterson Legal Group. This week's Giving Back recipient is Thrive. I'm here today with Susan. Susan, tell us a little bit about the group.
Thrive, we're a nonprofit located in Manhattan, Kansas, and we work with families that struggle in poverty. And so we work on building relationships, making connections, and learning to help them empower themselves instead of enabling themselves.
That is critically important work. And for all the great things that you do, we're excited to give you a check today for $500.
Well, we thank Patterson for doing this. This is awesome.
And joining us now is Susan and Jamie with Thrive. Good morning.
Good morning.
Wonderful to have you guys here on the show. So, to start out, just tell us about Thrive. What's going on down there? What's the history behind the organization?
Okay, so we're in our 8th year with Thrive. We are a nonprofit poverty reduction program designed to help people move out of poverty by building skills and relationships. And so it's a very intensive program. People work with us for 18 months or more weekly that they attend. And they have a chance to dream and set goals, and we help them achieve those goals.
That's great. So what kind of dreams and goals are, I guess, typical for someone participating?
So many different things that people want to do. One of the things in particular is home ownership. We have a lot of people that are struggling with housing. So we have 4 families that are in Habitat for Humanity houses currently, and a 5th one that's working on that right now. So that's a goal people have, maybe getting further education, or the goal of being able to be a better advocate for their kids at school. So do you want to talk a little bit about some of the youth pieces that we do?
So I work with the youth, and so on Tuesday nights when we always have a meal that we provide, and then at 6:30 we break off, and so the adults go dream, and then I have the kids, and so things that I try to work on is similar to what parents are, but empathy skills and problem solving and how to pay forward and setting dreams and goals for them. It's harder to learn to do that as adults. I really want to work on that with the youth, and they learn that at a younger age.
How does it all come together now? Like, what kind of, are there classes? What's happening?
Okay, so we meet every Tuesday night, and on the off weeks, we have team time. So the person who's participating is called a leader, and that's very intentional language because they're leading their own life. They don't come in and we say, do these 10 things to get out of poverty. They come and say, I want to do these things. And we say, great, let's support you in those goals. And so every other week, they meet with a team of volunteers called allies. And they have team time. And during that time, really the whole purpose is for them to be able to have a chance to talk about what their goals are, what they've achieved this week, celebrate success, problem solve, figure out how to overcome barriers, those kind of things during our team time. Then on the off weeks, we have Thrive Conversation, which is a chance for our leaders to say, we want to learn more about this topic. So right now we're doing positive parenting. And that was something that they had requested, and I think it's probably going to go on for quite some time that we have this discussion because there's a lot to talk about. But we've done topics like meal planning, we've worked on budgeting and things that have to do with savings. So just, they come and say, we want to learn more about whatever the topic is, and we say, great, let's figure out a way to make that happen. So we really do work hard to try to let it be leader-led, right? We want the leaders to be in charge of what's happening. We don't dictate what needs to happen for them.
I want to say powerful.
It is. It is very powerful.
Really is.
To be able to lead your life, as you say, and, and to be able to open up and say, this is my dream, and then please help me with this. That's difficult to do, especially for the adults.
Well, it's hard for anybody. And when you live in survival mode, if you are only making it day to day, it is very difficult to even have space to think about what could my dreams be. My dream is to get food on the table for my kid today. That it's hard to get beyond that and think bigger. And so the chance for our participants to have space to do that is incredibly powerful for them to be able to make change.
And so much going on. How can the donation from Patterson Legal Group kind of be able to help you guys out with this mission?
So we used our donation, which was incredibly generous of them to do, for youth programming. Two-generational approach is something we've done from the beginning, that it's important for us to impact our youth. And so Susan's work with the youth is where we utilize that. And I'll let her talk a little bit about what she does with the kiddos.
So Tuesday nights, I have 0 to high school, and so I start working with them when they get kindergarten age. So it's quite a variety, but I do STEM activities with them. We do things, just playing cards together, because they learn a lot about compromising and problem solving, getting along, listening. Those are really important skills. So sometimes they think we're just playing, but in the sense of it, I'm trying to teach them some life skills to help them through that. So
I love that. What kind of cards do you play in?
Oh, I've taught them how to play war, slapjack, you know, some of those old basic, and Candyland, Chutes and Ladders, you know. Twister, those are some of the things, yeah.
That's great. No, I think it's true that you don't realize what you are learning playing those games, just social skills and learning how to lose gracefully at the very least, hopefully. And win well.
Gracefully.
Yes, win gracefully.
Being humble, yes.
That's wonderful. So for the viewers out there, if they're liking what they're hearing, how can they become a part of Thrive? What do they need to do?
Okay, so our website's thriveflynhills.com. They can check us out there to get some more information on how to get in contact with us. We are always looking for volunteers, and so that would be great for people to learn a little bit more about us at the website.
What does being a part of Thrive mean to you guys to help out the community like you guys are?
I'm a former educator, and I was retiring, and so I actually served on the board, and then an opening came up to work with the youth, and Thrive really, of all the years as an educator and I saw families in poverty, that it just reached out to me of something that really, it's about relationships and building and having connections and helping families with that, and that we empower them instead of enabling. So that's what really kind of drove me to Thrive and why I continue working with Thrive.
How long have you been with Thrive now?
6 years.
Wow, so a good chunk of its history right there.
Yes.
That's amazing. What about you, Jamie?
So I helped to found the program.
Okay.
Before that, I was the executive director at Sunflower Casa Project, so working with kids that are in foster care. And one of the unifying features I saw in those families was that they lacked support system and they were in financial poverty. And so Thrive was kind of an answer to that. It was the idea of, let's try to do some prevention work and strengthen families so they don't end up with kids in the foster care system. And I think we've had huge success with that, both in families that had kids in the system, being able to get them home successfully, and being able to keep kids from ever entering the foster care system in the first place.
We mentioned last week the classes are 18 months.
18 months.
I was going to say, wait, 18 months. But a lifelong connection right there.
Yes. And
it's amazing.
We have lots of people that don't want to leave.
Well, they don't want to leave, so we started what we call 2.0, so they stay. And so instead of being with their allies, we put them in a group and have one ally who kind of is their cheerleader, so they help each other.
Great.
Yeah. And we're also starting what we call Teen Thrive.
Okay.
Because that starts here in the fall.
Please tell us about Teen Thrive then. Just for
so the idea behind
people?
that is a lot of the participants that we have kids that are high school age now, that have been with us a long time, right? Some of these kids started with us when they were in elementary school, and now they're in high school. And we see that they have a need for their own set of allies and their own goal setting and more focused attention as they start to move to that next stage. So Teen Thrive originally was the idea of, let's serve our own population that's already there, but we really have the ability to reach out beyond that and are working with the high school to identify some students who might want to participate as well. So hoping to grow the program by adding new high school age students, so really geared toward that 15 to 18-year-old range, but the same exact premise. Volunteer allies that would come and be their mentors basically every other week. So when we talk about volunteer opportunities, we're talking about maybe 6 hours a month. Not a huge amount of time. Now, it is a long commitment, but it's a team of allies, and if you can't be there for one of those team time nights, it's not the end of the world. So we want to encourage people to think about this. Even though it's a long-term commitment, it's not a huge amount of time that you're giving to make a huge impact, not only on the person's life you're working with, but on your own life. I mean, our allies often say, I got more out of this than I think my leader did, you know, and I think that's lovely to get that chance to see the world differently and know that you've made such an impact on somebody's life.
Incredible. I love what you guys are doing down there. And so with the new classes, the little expansion, what are you guys in need of? How can people help you guys out continue this mission? Are you you mentioned volunteers at one point.
Yes, we always need volunteers.
So
definitely need volunteers. We need donations constantly. I mean, we are a nonprofit, so you're constantly talking about fundraising. It's just the way it works. But meals are another piece. So something that's important for our community is we have a meal every Tuesday night. And we have lots of groups in the community that help to provide those for us. So we're always looking for volunteers who want to come and provide a meal.
Easy as that. And you mentioned like games and whatnot. Are you guys looking for like item donations at all, or just like focus on?
I mean, I do crafts, so crafts, games, card games, books. We give books away.
Oh, lovely.
I want books in the hands of kids. So
every week Susan rolls down the cart with all the books, and kids get to choose books to take home with them.
That's great.
So books are definitely a great donation item.
Yes.
So it's so wonderful what you guys are doing down there. So how can people reach out to you guys? What's the best way to say donate or volunteer or meals?
Perfect. All those things they can do from our website, so thriveflinthills.com. If they would like to go there, you can make a donation on that site. You can reach out to any of the staff members to be able to say, hey, I want to help, I want to volunteer, whatever it is you want to do.
Easy as that.
That's right.
Easy.
Well, Jamie, Susan, thank you guys for joining us today.
Thank you for
This has been a pleasure. Again, I love what you guys are doing down to Thrive.
Thank you.
It's fantastic stuff for the community.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And of course, to learn more, you can go to thriveflinthills.com.
Giving Back, sponsored by Patterson Legal Group.